I'm originally from the great state of Iowa, and some fine folks in the great state of Kansas asked me to keynote a convocation this morning, and we decided to do so with me streaming my presentation remotely. I'm here in Seattle, Washington, still am. However, during the course of the keynote, video didn't work out too well, so I decided to re-record the presentation for posterity, and so that students, if they wanted to refer back to it, would have something to look at. Again, I have to thank Southwestern College for giving me this opportunity to share do's and don'ts of social networking. When I started in college back in 1991, I wasn't online. Didn't get online until 1992, and back then, all you could do was read or share text. I mean, yeah, you could upload graphics, but no one could really see them. So we've come quite a long ways. I mean, to the day of Facebook and MySpace and the ability for you to share your exact location with people that you know and potentially with people you don't know. So, with that said, I wanted to start into my top 10 list, starting out with whatever you do, remember, it goes on your permanent record. So you may think in that moment of frivolity, you're going to share something, a photo, a video, some audio, text, doesn't matter. If you put it out on the internet, just assume it's going to be there forever. And if you don't believe me, you could probably find some of my original scribblings back when I posted them in 1992. They're still available online. I know my name has been out there for quite a while, and certainly it would be easier for you to find me, not that it's difficult at this point, easier to find me the more stuff that I happen to share. And that leads into my second point, and that is always be mindful of your privacy. Oh, you may think it's cool to post exactly where you're at, maybe your room, your location, address, whatever. Everything that you share about yourself or your personal life can and most likely will get picked up. Now, you may think it's benign information to share now. You may not be thinking that a few months, a few years down the road. So be mindful. The more you share, the more people are going to know about you. And it's kind of scary how much I may be able to find out about you. Again, in a benign sense, if I add you as a friend on Facebook and you reciprocate, or maybe you're sharing information about yourself on MySpace, you don't have to share everything. Be very, very, very cognizant of how many details you share about your life when you post it to the internet. Third point is don't trust people implicitly. Yeah, sure, you may think you're sharing an experience with someone on the other side of the screen, but they may be disingenuous. You have really no way of finding out whether the person that is on the other side of the screen is real. I mean, as in they are being themselves, as in they are being truthful. No way of telling that. So be mindful. Just because someone says they are someone doesn't necessarily mean that they are. Sounds like a rudimentary tip, but still that's important. I mean, I remember when I was in college, way back when, I know I probably don't look all that old, but believe me, I'm old. Way back when, I would meet people online, and yes, I would find dates over the internet before there were dating websites, before there was a web, really. And meeting people was kind of a different situation back then, but I came to discover that people weren't always who they said they were. I mean, that's nothing wacky happened, but just the persona that one person portrays online is not necessarily the person that they are in person. Number 4, own what you do. And that is a direct relation to whatever you happen to be posting, whatever you happen to be sharing, whatever you happen to be doing. Just own it. Is it yours? Are you yourself? Do what you want to do, but be careful about what you do. And if it's not yours to share, don't share it. That would be if a friend took a picture, if you post that to the web or the internet, wherever you put it, if you don't have permission to share it, well, why are you doing it? That's kind of not fair to the person who created that piece of media or whatever it happened to be. Just own what you do and own up to it, especially if it happens to be something that you may get in trouble for. And believe me, people get in trouble all the time. Just because it happens on the internet doesn't make it any less valid. Number 5, engage. And this would be in relation to leaving comments. Perhaps you're surfing the web, you run into an article or a blog post, or you want to comment on someone else's MySpace page, Facebook profile, whatever. Just engage. I mean, the more, let's see, what's the word I'm looking for? Insipid? You don't want to be stupid online, just like you don't want to be stupid in person. And you may think, oh, it's just the internet, it's not that serious. Believe me, it's serious. And the last thing you want to be is a jerk online. Unless, of course, you are a jerk. But if you're a jerk in real life, you're probably going to be a jerk online as well. And, well, that's not just for people in college, but that goes for anybody. Really, these tips do go for anybody. Number 6, be respectful, be respectable, and be respected. It ties very much into engaging and being yourself. If you present yourself online professionally, then you are going to be perceived as a very mature individual. Unlike my dog. Come here, Wicket. Come here. He never went to college. Come here, buddy. Come here. They wouldn't accept him. Come here, buddy. You could probably hear him rattling around, and I thought I would. This is Wicket, by the way, named after the Ewok. Wicket, do you have anything to say to the students at Southwestern College? Nothing, really. He's speechless, which is, of course, why I'm doing the keynote presentation. I've already mentioned being yourself. That was tip number 7. Number 8, watch out for flame wars. And this happens when you get in a heated discussion over a particular topic. Maybe you're someone who believes the PS3 is better than the Xbox 360. That's fine. But as long as you don't resort to name-calling and really, getting personal with your assertions, you should be okay. You get pulled into these flame wars, and before you know it, you've represented yourself as a very immature individual, and that is important because it goes back to number 1. Remember, whatever you do, remember it's going to be online forever. So if you are a jerk or you're immature and you're sharing this stuff online, I don't care what it is. You got to remember it's going to be there for a long time. And that comes into the last 2 points, learning how to communicate before doing it. And number 10, your future employers, colleagues, and friends are watching. So there we go. We dovetailed right back to the beginning. Whatever you do, it's online forever, to knowing that you don't know who is watching. I may be watching. Well, I'm not watching now. I have really no idea who you are. But do you need an example? A living, breathing, well, at least internet breathing example of the kind of stuff that you may or may want to be cognizant of? The other day, I was on one of my social networks called Twitter, and this is a website where you can post a status about yourself. It's kind of like Facebook, only a lot less complicated. Well, I found out that Tony Lara, who was in the crowd during the keynote presentation, he posted, "I still can't believe that Chris Pirillo would be speaking tomorrow at my school." He posted this as of right now, 20 hours ago on the web. Well, here is a picture of Tony. And so if you see Tony on campus, I probably now ruined his chances of ever getting a date. I apologize for that, Tony. But it kind of goes to prove my point that you never know who's watching. And you never know how that's going to... Is that fun to do? I guess it is. Tony, what were you thinking? Well, okay, either I've eliminated his ability to meet anybody, or I've made him a whole bunch of friends really fast. And hopefully it's the latter, not the former. So, I want to thank, again, the fine folks at Southwestern College for giving me this opportunity to stream a keynote live remotely. I do apologize for the video problems we ran into, but hopefully this video will now live on in infamy. Or at least Tony will. Tony's going to kill me. I'm pretty confident he will. But hopefully he takes it in stride. It's all in good fun. Now, if you want to get a hold of me, again, my name is Chris Pirillo. You can find me just by going to Google, typing in the word Chris. That's my first name, C-H-R-I-S. I'm number 1 on Google for the word Chris, at least right now. And then from there, you can email me. My email address is chris@pirillo.com. And you're also welcome to stop by my website at any time, that you're bored, which I'm sure never happens. I'm streaming my life online pretty much all the time. That's what I do. That's the career path that I chose. Don't ask me why. It's easy. It's fun. I'm playing with the computer, so I figured why not flip on a video cam and share this experience with thousands of people from all around the world. And I do this every day. And you can find me streaming live at live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later.